Fleet Admiral Vextar looked at the blue planet on his screen. It looked peaceful. Too peaceful. Green lands and blue water covered most of it. White clouds moved slowly across the surface. Small cities dotted the continents like tiny lights. This will be easy, he told his officers. The humans have barely left their own planet. They have no real weapons, no shields, no proper warships. The alien fleet hung in space beyond the planet's moon. 200 ships waited for orders. Each ship was bigger than anything the humans had ever built. The aliens had conquered 47 worlds in the last century. This would be number 48. On Earth, Captain Lee Do-hyun stood on the bridge of his ship. The Soul's Pride was Earth's newest warship. It was also Earth's biggest, but compared to what he saw on his screens, it looked like a toy boat next to real ships. "Sir, we're getting a message from the alien fleet," his communications officer said. "Put it on the main screen." The alien commander appeared. He looked like a cross between a deer and a bird. His voice was high and musical, but his words were cold. "Humans of Earth, you have 72 hours to surrender. Give up your weapons. Accept our rule. If you do this, we will let you live as our servants. If you refuse, we will make you surrender by force." The message ended. The bridge was quiet for a long moment. "Response, sir?" the communications officer asked. Lee Do-hyun thought about his family back in Seoul, his wife and 2 children, his parents, millions of people who had never asked for war but would fight if they had to. "Tell them we need time to think about it," he said. "But start calling all ships back to Earth and contact the ground forces. Tell them to get ready." On the alien flagship, Admiral Vextar was pleased. The humans were already talking about surrender. Most primitive species gave up quickly when they saw the size of the Confederation fleet. "Sir," his science officer said, "I've been looking at more data about this planet. Some things seem strange." "Strange how?" "Well, sir, the gravity is very high. Much higher than most worlds we know. And the atmosphere, it's 21% oxygen. That's enough to kill most of our troops without breathing gear." Vextar waved a clawed hand. "Details. The humans evolved there, so they're used to it. Once we control the planet, we'll build domed cities with proper air." "Yes, sir. But there's more. The planet has severe weather. Storms with winds that could destroy buildings. Earthquakes that split the ground. And the humans live through all of this. So they're tough. Good. Tough servants last longer." The science officer looked worried but said nothing more. Dr. Park Min-ho sat in his lab. Under the city of Seoul. He was Earth's top expert on alien life, though until today, that had meant studying microbes from Mars and Europa. Now it meant something very different. "The alien transmission used quantum frequencies we've never seen," he told his team. "But I think I can figure out how their technology works. Give me 48 hours. His assistant, Dr. Yang Taiho, looked up from his computer. "Minho, I've been looking at the alien ship designs. They're built for long-range fighting. Clean, precise attacks. I don't think they expect anyone to get close to them." "What do you mean?" "Look at this." Yang Taeho put an image on the main screen. "No armor on the sides or back. All their weapons point forward. And their ships move in perfect formations like they're doing a parade." Dr. Park studied the images. "So they fight like gentlemen?" "Exactly. They probably give warnings, fight at long range, and accept surrender quickly. Very civilized. Too bad we're not civilized." Ambassador Choi Hye-jin tried one more time to reach the aliens. She had been Earth's best diplomat for 20 years. She had stopped 3 wars and helped create the Global Peace Treaty. But this was different. "Unknown Fleet, this is Ambassador Choi Hye-jin of the United Earth Government. We wish to speak with you about peaceful solutions. We have much to offer in trade and friendship. Please respond." She waited. No answer came. On the alien ship, her message was heard and dismissed. "The primitive tries to bargain," Admiral Vextar said. "Ignore it. Primitives always try to negotiate when they're weak." Commander Kim Nari watched from Luna Station as the alien fleet moved closer to Earth. She was in charge of Earth's orbital defenses. 24 battle stations surrounded the planet. Each one was armed with railguns and missile launchers. Against 200 alien ships, they wouldn't last long, but they might slow the enemy down. "Ma'am," her tactical officer said, "the aliens are moving into attack positions. They'll be in range in 6 hours. Good. That gives our people more time to evacuate the cities, and it gives our scientists more time to study their ships." She opened a channel to all defense stations. "This is Commander Kim. In 6 hours we fight. Not because we have to, but because someone came to our home and threatened our families. Show them what happens when you make humans angry. The hours passed slowly. On Earth, millions of people moved away from the big cities. But not all of them. Some stayed to fight. Police officers, firefighters, soldiers, and regular people who refused to run. Colonel Bei-Jiho had fought in 3 wars on Earth. He was 52 years old and had seen enough fighting to last a lifetime. But when the call came to defend Seoul, he didn't hesitate. "Sir, most of the city is evacuated," his lieutenant reported, "but we still have about 50,000 civilians who won't leave." "Let them stay if they want to fight," Bei-Jiho said. "This is their home too." Lieutenant Shin Yuna climbed into her fighter plane. She was 26 years old and had been flying for 8 years. She had never fought aliens before, but she had trained for air combat since she was 18. "Blue Squadron, this is Blue Leader," she said into her radio. "Remember, we don't know how fast their ships are or how they fight. Stay close to each other, watch each other's backs, and if you get a shot, take it." When the 72 hours ended, Admiral Vextar sent his final message to Earth. "Humans, you have not surrendered. This is unfortunate. We will now begin pacification of your world. Do not resist. This will be over quickly." Captain Lee Do-hyun stood on his bridge as the alien ships moved toward Earth. His small fleet of 12 ships moved to meet them. He knew they couldn't win, but they could make the aliens pay for every mile. "All ships, this is Seoul's pride. Today we find out what humans are really made of." The first alien ships opened fire. The alien weapons hit Seoul first. Bright blue beams came down from the sky like lightning. They were designed to knock out large groups of people without killing them. The aliens called them pacification rays. They had worked on 47 other worlds. They did not work on humans. The beams hit the streets where people were running. The aliens expected the humans to fall down unconscious. Instead, the humans stumbled, shook their heads, and kept running. Some looked up at the sky and shouted angry words. "What is happening?" Admiral Vextar demanded. "Why aren't they falling down?" His science officer checked his instruments twice. "Sir, the pacification beams are working correctly. But the humans, they're not responding like other species. Their nervous systems are different, stronger. Then use stronger beams. Sir, if we make them stronger, we might kill them. The Confederation doesn't allow us to kill civilians in the first attack." Vextar's feathers ruffled with anger. "Fine, send down the landing troops. They can capture the humans by hand." On the ground in Seoul, Colonel Bei-Jiho watched the alien ships land in the old DMZ. The aliens chose the area because it was mostly empty. They didn't want to fight in the city where they might damage useful buildings. "Sir, we count about 500 alien soldiers," his spotter reported. "They're moving toward the city in neat lines." Bei-Jiho smiled. It was not a nice smile. "Neat lines?" "They're marching like they're on parade. Do they think this is a ceremony?" The alien soldiers were tall and thin, with long legs and arms. They moved gracefully like dancers. Their weapons were elegant and clean. They wore light armor that gleamed in the sunlight. They had never fought a war. The aliens moved through the hills outside Seoul. Their leader, Commander Zilthak, was confident. His troops had never lost a battle. They were trained to capture primitives quickly and cleanly. "Remember," he told his soldiers through their radios, "we are here to help these humans. They are too primitive to understand what's good for them. Be gentle but firm." The first human attack came from the trees. Colonel Bei-Jiho and his men had been hiding in the forest for 2 hours. They watched the aliens march up the hill in perfect formation. The aliens talked on their radios and didn't watch the trees. "Fire," Bei-Jiho whispered. 50 rifles fired at once. The aliens had never heard gunpowder weapons before. The sound was like thunder. Several alien soldiers fell down. The others looked around in panic. "What was that noise?" Commander Zilthak shouted. "Where did it come from?" His answer came when humans charged out of the trees. The aliens saw them coming and froze. The humans were screaming. Their faces were painted with mud and ash. They carried metal blades on the ends of their rifles. Their eyes were focused and angry. The aliens had evolved from creatures that ate plants. They had never been hunters. They had never been hunted. The sight of charging predators triggered every fear their species had ever known. Half the alien troops ran away. "Stand and fight," Commander Zilthak yelled, but his own voice was shaking. The humans crashed into the alien line like a wave. The aliens tried to use their elegant weapons, but the humans were too close, too fast, too aggressive. Colonel Bei Jiho tackled an alien soldier and wrestled him to the ground. The alien was stronger, but he had never learned to fight with his hands. Bei Jiho had been fighting for 30 years. In space, Lieutenant Shin Yuna led her squadron toward the alien ships. The aliens had sent 50 fighter craft to patrol around Earth. They flew in perfect diamond formations. Just like their ships moved. Blue Squadron, break formation and attack, she ordered. But ma'am, one of her pilots said, they outnumber us 5-1. Good. That means we can hit them from more directions. The human fighters split up and came at the aliens from all sides. The alien pilots had never seen such chaotic tactics. They tried to maintain their formations, but the humans kept breaking the rules. Shin Yuna dove at an alien fighter from above. The alien pilot saw her coming and tried to turn away, but she was already too close. Her missiles hit the alien ship and it exploded. Blue leader to all pilots, she called on the radio. They're good at formation flying, but they can't handle close combat. Get in close and stay there. Another human pilot flying a converted cargo ship rammed his plane into an alien fighter. Both ships were destroyed, but the alien pilots watching were horrified. No civilized being would sacrifice their own life just to win a fight. On Luna Station, Commander Kim Nari watched the battle reports come in. The aliens were winning in space, but the ground fighting was going badly for them. Ma'am, her communications officer said, we're getting panicked messages from the alien ground troops. They're asking for immediate withdrawal. Already. They just landed 2 hours ago. Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, we're also getting strange reports from our own troops. What kind of reports? Well, ma'am, apparently some of our soldiers are fighting the aliens. Kim Nari blinked. They're what? Fighting them, ma'am. When they run out of ammunition or lose their weapons, they're using their teeth. The aliens seem to be very disturbed by this. On the alien flagship, Admiral Vextar read the reports from his ground troops with growing alarm. They fight like wild animals, one report said. They use their teeth and claws. They make horrible noises. 3 of my soldiers have requested medical leave for emotional trauma. Another report was worse. The humans don't retreat when they're outnumbered. They attack harder. I have never seen anything like it. Request immediate extraction. Sir, his science officer said quietly, I've been doing more research on human evolution. I think I know why they're so aggressive. Tell me. Sir, humans evolved as persistence hunters. They would chase prey for hours or days until the animal collapsed from exhaustion, and sir, they're predators. They have forward-facing eyes and sharp teeth. They're designed to hunt and kill. Admiral Vextar felt cold. Are you saying we attacked a planet full of predators? Yes, sir. And sir, there's more. This planet they live on. I've compared it to our database of known worlds. By our standards, it's a Category 5 death world. That's impossible. Death worlds can't support intelligent life. Sir, I think that's exactly why they're so dangerous. They didn't just evolve intelligence. They evolved intelligence on a world that was trying to kill them every day. Dr. Park Min-ho worked in his underground lab while the battle raged above. He had captured pieces of alien technology from the first day of fighting. Now he was learning how it worked. Tae-ho, he called to his assistant, look at this. Their shield generators use a rotating frequency pattern. If we can match the pattern, we can walk right through their shields. Professor Yang Tae-ho looked at the data. Even better, Min-ho. If we reverse the pattern, we can make their own shields work against them. How long to build a weapon that can do that? Give me 6 hours and every engineer in Seoul. You have them. Back on the alien flagship, more bad news arrived. A human submarine had somehow gotten into space and was attacking their supply ships. The submarine captain, Won Ji-hoon, had modified his vessel with captured alien technology. Sir, the humans are using underwater tactics in space, the tactical officer reported. They hide in asteroid fields and attack when we're not looking. This is not how space combat is supposed to work, Admiral. Vextar was beginning to understand that humans didn't care how things were supposed to work. The worst news came from the medical bay. Dr. Lee Soyeon had been studying the alien biological weapons that were supposed to make humans sick. Instead, she discovered that humans were immune to most of them. Their diseases don't work on us, she reported to the Earth Defense Command. Our immune systems are too strong. We've been fighting germs on this planet for millions of years. Their sterile, gentle diseases can't hurt us. But the aliens' weapons had done one thing. They had made the humans very, very angry. Captain Lee Do-yeon's small fleet had grown. Ships from every nation on Earth were joining the fight. Military vessels, cargo ships, even luxury yachts armed with whatever weapons could be found. Sir, his tactical officer reported, the aliens are requesting a ceasefire. They want to talk. Lee Do-yun looked at the alien fleet on his screen. In 24 hours of fighting, the humans had destroyed 30 alien ships and captured 5 more. The aliens had destroyed only 3 human vessels. Tell them we'll talk, he said, but we keep fighting until they start pulling back. The first day of the war was ending. The aliens had expected to win in 6 hours. Instead, they were losing to a species they had thought was primitive. Admiral Vextar sent an emergency message to the Galactic Council. Request immediate reinforcement. Human resistance is stronger than expected. They do not fight according to civilized rules of war. They are extremely dangerous. Dr. Park Min-ho hadn't slept in 36 hours. His eyes were red and his hands shook from too much coffee, but he had done it. He had cracked the alien shield technology. Test it now, he told Professor Yang Taeho. Yang Taeho aimed the new weapon at a piece of alien armor they had captured. He pressed the button. The armor's shields flickered and died. It works, Yang Taeho said with a tired smile. We can turn off their shields. How fast can we make more of these weapons? Every factory in Korea is already working on it. Give me 12 hours and I'll have 1,000 of them ready. Above ground, the war was getting worse for the aliens. Admiral Vextar had lost 50 ships in 3 days. His troops on the ground were hiding in their landing craft, afraid to come out. Sir, his communications officer said, we're getting reports from all over the planet. The humans are attacking our forces everywhere. In Australia, human ranchers were using their cattle-herding helicopters to attack alien scouts. In Canada, lumberjacks had turned their forest-cutting machines into weapons. In Africa, park rangers who were used to dealing with dangerous animals were hunting alien patrols. How are they so organized? Admiral Vextar demanded. They only had 3 days to prepare. His science officer pulled up data on human history. Sir, humans have been fighting wars for thousands of years. They fight each other when they have no one else to fight. War is natural to them, the Admiral felt sick. His people had known peace for centuries. They fought only when they had to expand their territory, and then only against primitives who surrendered quickly. Admiral Song Kyung-won had taken command of all Earth's military forces. He was 60 years old and had spent his whole life preparing for war. Just not this war. Status report, he demanded from his command center deep under Seoul. Sir, we've pushed the aliens back from all major cities, Colonel Bae Ji-ho reported. Their ground troops won't come out of their ships anymore. Space situation? Captain Lee Do-yun's voice came through the radio from his ship. We've captured 15 alien vessels and destroyed 60 more. But sir, they have reinforcements coming. Long-range sensors show another fleet approaching. How many ships? 300, sir. The command center was quiet for a moment. Earth's entire space fleet was only 40 ships, including converted civilian vessels. Well, Admiral Song said finally, I guess we'd better capture more alien ships before they get here. Captain Won Ji-hoon had turned his submarine into a space wolf. His crew had painted shark teeth on the front of their ship and added alien weapons to their torpedo tubes. They hunted alien supply convoys in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Target ahead, his sonar operator reported. Big one. Looks like an alien cargo ship. Any escorts? 2 fighters, sir. They're flying patrol patterns around the cargo ship. Won Ji-hoon smiled. They think they're safe because they're in space. They don't know about submarine tactics. Take us down into that asteroid cluster. We'll wait for them to pass over us, then surface and attack. The alien cargo ship moved slowly through the asteroids. Its escorts flew in wide circles, watching for threats from the sides. They never thought to look below. Won Ji-hoon's submarine rose from the asteroid field like a shark from the deep. His crew fired every weapon they had. The cargo ship exploded, taking tons of alien supplies with it. The escort fighters tried to attack, but the submarine had already disappeared back into the asteroids. Control, this is Shark 1, Won Ji-hoon reported. Another supply ship down. The aliens are going to start running out of food soon. Dr. Lee So-yeon made an important discovery in her lab. She had been studying the alien biological weapons for 3 days when she realized something incredible. They're not trying to kill us, she told her research team. These biological weapons are designed to make us unconscious, not to hurt us. That's good news, isn't it? Her assistant asked. You don't understand. This means they want to capture us alive. They think we're valuable, But more importantly, it means they've never fought a real war before. She called Admiral Song immediately. Sir, the aliens are not used to total war. They're used to quick, clean victories. They probably don't even know how to fight a long battle. What does that mean for us? It means if we can make this war last long enough, they'll get tired and make mistakes. They're not prepared for the kind of fighting humans do. Lieutenant Shin Yuna had become the most feared human pilot in space. She had shot down 12 alien fighters and captured 2 more. The aliens had started calling her the Demon Pilot in their radio transmissions. "Blue Leader, this is Control," came the voice from Luna Station. "We have a special mission for you." "Go ahead, Control." "There's an alien command ship hiding behind Saturn's rings. Intelligence thinks it's coordinating all their fleet movements. Can you get close enough to plant a tracking device on it?" Shin Yuna looked at the mission data. The alien ship was surrounded by 50 fighters and protected by 3 destroyers. Getting close would be almost impossible. "On my way," she said. She took her squadron through Saturn's rings, using the ice chunks as cover. The alien patrols flew in predictable patterns just like everything else they did. When she was close enough, she broke cover and flew straight at the command ship. The aliens were so surprised that they didn't fire for several seconds. That was long enough for her to attach the tracking device and escape back into the rings. Now Earth would know where every alien ship was going. Professor Yang Taiho had worked a miracle. In 18 hours, human factories had produced 2,000 shield-breaking weapons. They were being loaded onto every human ship and given to every ground soldier. "Test them in combat," Admiral Song ordered. "If they work, we start the counterattack." The weapons worked perfectly. Human soldiers walked through alien shields like they weren't there. Human ships punched holes in alien defenses. For the first time since the war started, the aliens began to retreat. Captain Ryu Youngman led the first human boarding party onto an alien warship. His Special Forces team had trained for years to fight in space, but they had never expected to fight aliens. The alien crew didn't know how to fight invaders inside their own ship. They had weapons designed for long-range combat, not for hallway battles. When the humans attacked with knives and guns in the narrow corridors, the aliens panicked. "Surrender your ship," Ryu Youngman told the alien captain in broken alien language that Dr. Park had taught him. The alien captain, a graceful creature with blue feathers, looked at the human with terror. The human was covered in armor and carrying weapons designed to hurt people up close. His face was painted black and his eyes were cold. "We surrender," the alien captain said quickly. Captain Lee Do-yun led the human fleet toward the alien staging area beyond Neptune. The aliens had been using it as their main base, thinking it was safe from human attack. They were wrong. The human fleet was strange to look at. Military ships flew next to fishing boats that had been armed with missiles. Luxury space yachts carried Marines. Even a few space cargo containers had been turned into weapons platforms. "Sir," his tactical officer said, "the aliens are forming up to meet us." But they look confused. Their formations are sloppy. Lee Do-yun understood why. The aliens were used to fighting one type of ship at a time. They didn't know how to fight a fleet where every ship was different and used different tactics. "All ships attack when ready," he ordered. "Remember, stay close to each other and keep moving. Don't let them get a clear shot." The battle beyond Neptune lasted 6 hours. When it was over, the humans had captured the alien base and destroyed 80 more alien ships. But most importantly, they had captured Admiral Vextar himself. The alien admiral sat in the brig of Lee Do-hyun's ship and tried to understand what had gone wrong. His fleet had been the best in the Confederation. His troops had been well-trained and well-equipped. How had primitives defeated him? "I want to speak with your leader," he told his human guard. Captain Lee Do-yun came to see him an hour later. The alien was surprised. He expected the human leader to be old and wise. Instead, he saw a young man with tired eyes and dirty clothes. "You are in command?" Vextar asked. "One of many," Lee Do-yun said. "Humans don't have just one leader. We have many leaders all working together." "Impossible. How do you coordinate attacks without a single command structure?" Lee Do-yun smiled. "We improvise, we adapt. We figure it out as we go. You aliens seem to need everything planned perfectly. We just need to know who the enemy is." Admiral Vextar felt a chill. These humans were more dangerous than he had thought. They didn't just fight differently. They thought differently. On Earth, people were celebrating. The alien invasion had been stopped. The alien fleet was retreating. But Admiral Song knew the war wasn't over. The aliens will be back, he told his staff. And next time they'll bring more ships. We need to be ready. What do you suggest, sir? We take the fight to them. We build more ships. We train more soldiers. And we show the galaxy that Earth is not a planet you attack twice. In space, human salvage crews were already stripping the captured alien ships. Dr. Park and Professor Young were learning new technologies every day. Within weeks, human ships would be faster and stronger than ever before. The aliens had made a terrible mistake. They had thought humans were weak because they looked soft and lived on a peaceful-looking planet they had never imagined. The Galactic Council meeting hall was in chaos. Representatives from 300 species shouted at each other in dozens of languages. The emergency session had been called after Admiral Vextar's fleet was defeated by the humans. Council leader Thexani called for order. Her voice echoed through the chamber until the noise died down. We are here because the Confederation's attack on the human world has failed, she announced. Admiral Vextar requests immediate reinforcement. But before we send more ships, we need to understand what went wrong. Scholar Veloth, the Council's chief xenobiologist, stepped forward. He was old even by his species' standards, and he had studied more alien races than anyone alive. I have spent the last week studying all available data on the humans and their world, he said. What I have discovered is deeply troubling. The chamber fell silent. The planet Earth is classified as a Category 12 death world. It should not be able to support intelligent life. Gasps came from the audience. Category 12 worlds were legendary. They existed only in theory. No one had ever found one with living creatures on it. That's impossible, said Counselor Zekmoth of the Hegemony. Death worlds can't evolve thinking beings. The environment is too hostile. Scholar Veloth activated a holographic display. Earth appeared in the center of the chamber, slowly rotating. Observe, he said. The planet's gravity is 2.3 times galactic standard. The atmospheric pressure would crush most of our species. The oxygen content is toxic to 60% of known life forms. The display changed to show Earth's weather patterns. The planet experiences electrical storms that discharge more energy than our most powerful weapons, moving walls of air that can destroy cities, frozen water that falls from the sky hard enough to damage vehicles, and the inhabitants consider this normal weather. Counselor Zekmoth shifted nervously in his seat. But surely the humans live in protected cities away from these dangers. No, they live everywhere on the planet. In deserts that would kill our soldiers in minutes. On mountains where the air is too thin to breathe. Near volcanoes that spout liquid rock. They even live on islands surrounded by water that freezes solid for half their year. The display showed human cities around the world. Beach resorts, mountain ski lodges, desert towns, Arctic research stations. They don't just survive in these places, Scholar Veloth continued. They vacation there, for entertainment. On Earth, Dr. Nam Sunho was giving a similar presentation to the captured alien officers. As Earth's leading geologist, he had been asked to explain their planet to the prisoners. You think Earth is dangerous now? He asked the group of nervous aliens. This is Earth on a calm day. Let me show you what we call severe weather. He showed them videos of hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. The aliens watched in horror as humans drove toward the storms instead of away from them. These are storm chasers, Dr. Nam explained. They hunt dangerous weather for fun. And these are volcanologists. They study active volcanoes by getting as close as possible to the lava. One alien prisoner, a bird-like creature named Commander Zilthak, raised a trembling wing. Why do they do such things? Because it's interesting, Dr. Nam said simply. Humans get bored easily. We need excitement. Danger makes us feel alive. Back at the Galactic Council, Scholar Veloth was explaining human evolution. The humans evolved as persistence hunters, he said. They would chase prey across vast distances until the animal collapsed from exhaustion. Their bodies are designed for this. They can run farther than almost any other species we know. How far can they run? Asked Counselor Prenti of the Trade Federation. The human record for continuous running is over 11 days without stopping. The chamber erupted in shocked whispers. Most galactic species could barely run for 11 minutes. But that's not the worst part, Scholar Veloth continued. Humans are pack hunters. They cooperate instinctively. And they're tool users. They can turn anything into a weapon. Researcher Kang Minji was showing the alien prisoners examples of human warfare throughout history. As an anthropologist, she specialized in the study of human conflict. "This is from a war 500 years ago," she said, showing them pictures of medieval knights. Humans rode large animals into battle and fought with metal swords. The aliens looked confused. "But they had no technology," one said. "Exactly. When humans don't have advanced weapons, they make simpler ones. When they don't have vehicles, they use animals. When they don't have animals, they run on foot. Humans always find a way to fight." She showed them more pictures. Ancient Romans with spears and shields. World War II soldiers with rifles and tanks. Modern special forces with high-tech gear. "Every generation of humans has fought wars," she explained. "They've been practicing warfare for thousands of years. It's what they do." "But why?" asked another alien prisoner. "Because other humans are the only opponents challenging enough to be interesting." Captain Ryu Youngman was leading more boarding actions against alien ships. His special forces teams had become legendary among both humans and aliens. They could fight in zero gravity and toxic atmospheres, or in the crushing gravity of large ships. "Remember," he told his team before their latest mission, "the aliens don't know how to fight in small spaces. They're used to big, open battles. Use that against them." His team breached the alien ship through the cargo bay. The alien crew was waiting for them with energy weapons designed for ship-to-ship combat. The weapons were too big and clumsy for fighting inside the ship. The humans attacked with knives, pistols, and grenades. The aliens retreated immediately. "Sir," one of his soldiers reported, "the aliens are locking themselves in their quarters. They won't come out. Then we'll go get them." The sight of humans cutting through bulkhead doors with plasma torches was too much for the alien crew. They surrendered without firing another shot. Scholar Veloth continued his presentation to the Galactic Council. The audience was getting more disturbed with each new revelation. "The humans have a unique biological trait," he said. "They can survive in hostile environments by changing their internal chemistry. They call it sweating. They leak water through their skin to cool themselves." "That's disgusting," muttered someone in the audience. "It allows them to hunt in conditions that would kill their prey. They can chase animals across hot deserts until the animals die of heat exhaustion. The humans just keep running." Council leader Thexani was beginning to understand the magnitude of the problem. "Scholar Veloth, are you saying that humans are natural predators?" "Not just predators, Council leader. They are apex predators. They evolved to hunt everything else on their planet, including each other." In his lab, Dr. Park Minho was showing Professor Yang Taiho something incredible. He had finished analyzing alien technology and discovered something the aliens themselves didn't know. "Taiho, look at this," he said, pointing to his computer screen. "The aliens' weapons are designed to fight against civilized species. Beings who surrender when they're outnumbered, who retreat when they're losing, who negotiate when they're in trouble. So they have no idea how to fight someone who doesn't follow those rules. Their weapons are too gentle. Their tactics are too polite. Their ships are too clean and organized." Yang Taiho understood immediately. They've never fought a species that was trying to actually kill them. Exactly. They're used to fighting for territory or resources. They've never fought for survival. Scientist Yoon Serin was preparing a presentation for the human leadership about the aliens' weaknesses. She had been studying every piece of alien technology they had captured. "Admiral Song," she reported, "the aliens are not prepared for total war. Their equipment breaks down if it's not maintained perfectly. Their soldiers get sick if they don't have exactly the right food. Their ships need clean fuel and regular repairs. What does that mean for us? It means they can't fight a long war. They're used to quick victories. If we can make this conflict last long enough, they'll start making more and more mistakes." General Kim Dong-hyuk was already putting this knowledge to use. He had ordered hit-and-run attacks on alien supply lines. Human raiders would attack alien convoys, steal whatever they could carry, and disappear before reinforcements arrived. "The aliens are running low on everything," he reported to Admiral Song. "Food, fuel, spare parts. They're not used to having their supply lines attacked. Good. Keep hitting them. Make them worry about every supply ship." Back at the Galactic Council, Scholar Veloth was finishing his report. The chamber was completely silent now. Every representative understood that the Confederation had made a terrible mistake. "In conclusion," Scholar Veloth said, "the humans are not a primitive species that can be easily conquered. They are a fully evolved predator species from one of the most dangerous worlds in the galaxy. They have spent their entire evolutionary history learning to survive in conditions that would kill most of us. Council leader Thexani asked the question everyone was thinking. What do you recommend we do? We stop fighting them immediately. We apologize. We offer reparations, and we pray they don't decide to come after us. But surely they're still primitives. They've barely reached space. Scholar Veloth brought up a new display. It showed human ships that had been built in the last month using captured alien technology. They learn extremely quickly. The Galactic Council's emergency session was called to order as the largest fleet in galactic history approached their space station. 50 human warships hung in space outside, each one a hybrid of human engineering and captured alien technology. Ambassador Choi Hyejin walked into the council chamber with calm confidence. Behind her came elder statesman Park Woo-jin, General Kim Dong-yuk, and scientist Yoon Saren. At her side was Captain Lee Do-yun, representing Earth's military forces. The chamber fell silent as the humans entered. Many of the alien representatives had never seen humans in person before. What they saw frightened them. The humans moved like hunters. Their eyes scanned the room constantly, noting exits and potential threats. They stood upright with perfect balance, ready to move in any direction instantly. Even when they were trying to look peaceful, they looked dangerous. Several of the smaller species immediately left their seats and moved to the back of the chamber. Council leader Thexani tried to maintain her dignity. Welcome to the Galactic Council, representatives of Earth. Elder statesman Park Woo-jin stepped forward. He was 70 years old, but he moved with the controlled power of someone who had spent his life in difficult negotiations. Thank you, Council leader. We come here not as supplicants, but as equals. Your people attacked our world. We defended ourselves. Now we are here to discuss terms. Terms? Councillor Zekmoth of the Hegemony spluttered. You're primitives. You should be grateful we are willing to speak with you at all. The temperature in the room seemed to drop. Captain Lee Do-yun smiled, but it was not a friendly expression. Primitives? He said quietly. Is that what you call a species that destroyed a quarter of your fleet in 2 weeks? General Kim Dong-yuk activated a holographic display. It showed the wreckage of alien ships floating in Earth's solar system. 87 of your vessels destroyed, he said calmly. 31 captured intact. Your Admiral Vexitar is currently our prisoner. Would you like to hear his assessment of human primitiveness? Scientist Yoon Saren stepped forward. She had spent months studying alien psychology and knew exactly how to terrify them. Before we begin negotiations, she said, perhaps the Council would like to see our planet classification analysis. She activated her own display. Earth appeared in the center of the chamber, rotating slowly. You classified our world as a Category 2 agricultural planet, she said. That was incorrect. The display changed to show Earth's true environmental data. Gravity measurements, atmospheric composition, weather patterns, seismic activity, radiation levels. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Category 12 Death World, Yoon Saren announced. One of only 7 confirmed to exist in the galaxy, and the only one known to support intelligent life. Councillor Prenti of the Trade Federation stood up on shaking legs. That's impossible. No one can evolve intelligence on a death world. Elder statesman Park Woo-jin smiled. Councillor, that is exactly the kind of thinking that led to your current problem. Ambassador Choi Hyejin took control of the presentation. Let me explain what you actually attacked. You attacked a world where the dominant species evolved as pack-hunting persistence predators, where children learned to swim in waters that would freeze most galactic species solid, where people climb mountains for entertainment, dive into active volcanoes for research, and chase storms that could destroy your cities. The display showed human children playing in snow, teenagers surfing in hurricanes, scientists studying erupting volcanoes. You attacked a world where the inhabitants consider warfare to be both an art form and a necessary life skill, where every generation has fought major wars against their own species because nothing else on the planet was challenging enough. Images of human warfare throughout history filled the display. Medieval battles, naval combat, modern military operations. But most importantly, Ambassador Choi continued, you attacked a world whose inhabitants have one simple rule. You don't threaten their families. The chamber was completely silent now. Captain Lee Do-yun stepped forward. We have prepared a simple proposition for this council. Proposition. Council Leader Thexani asked nervously. Yes. You will immediately cease all military operations against Earth. You will return all captured human personnel. You will pay reparations for the damage done to our world, and you will formally recognize Earth's sovereignty over our solar system. And if we refuse? Counselor Zekmoth demanded. General Kim Dong-hyuk answered with terrifying calm. Then we will do to your worlds what we did to your fleet. You wouldn't dare attack civilian populations. Counselor, Elder Statesman Park Woo-jin said quietly, humans have a saying, don't start a fight you can't finish. You started this fight. We are offering you a chance to finish it peacefully. Scientist Yoon Saren added more data to the display. In the 6 months since your attack, we have built 200 new warships. We have established mining operations on 12 asteroids. We have colonized 4 moons. And we have developed weapons specifically designed to counter your technology. How is that possible? Scholar Veloth asked. Because, Ambassador Choi explained, humans learn from everything. We study our enemies. We adapt their technology. We improve on their designs. And we never stop preparing for the next fight. Captain Lee Do-hyun activated a communication link to his fleet. Show them the Incheon. Outside the station, one of the human ships moved closer to the windows. It was clearly built from captured alien technology, but it had been changed, improved, made more aggressive. That ship is faster than your fastest interceptor, General Kim Dong-hyuk said. Its weapons can penetrate any shield in your fleet. Its armor can survive impacts that would destroy your dreadnoughts, and we have 50 more just like it. But how did you build them so quickly? Council Leader Thexani asked. Elder Statesman Park Woo-jin chuckled. Council Leader, humans have been building weapons of war for thousands of years. We are very, very good at it. The alien representatives looked at each other nervously. Some were already calculating how quickly they could evacuate their home systems. What exactly do you want from us? Counselor Zekmoth asked. Ambassador Choi handed him a datapad. Our terms are simple. Recognition of Earth as a sovereign world. Immediate cessation of hostilities. Return of prisoners. Reparations for damages. And establishment of formal diplomatic relations. That's all? That's all we want from you. What we do next depends on you. Scholar Veloth spoke up. What do you mean? Captain Lee Do-hyun answered. We mean that humans are now a spacefaring species. We will be expanding beyond our solar system. The question is whether we do so as friends or as conquerors. The threat was clear but not spoken directly. Humans were coming to the galaxy whether the aliens liked it or not. The Council could choose to welcome them or fight them. Council Leader Thexani called for a recess to discuss the terms. When the Council reconvened 2 hours later, their decision was unanimous. The Galactic Council accepts your terms, she announced. Earth is formally recognized as a sovereign world. All hostilities will cease immediately. Reparations will be paid. Diplomatic relations will be established. Excellent, Ambassador Choi said. We look forward to working with you. However, Council Leader Thexani continued, we must ask for one additional agreement. What kind of agreement? A warning system. Your species is unique. Other council members need to know when they are dealing with humans so they can adjust their expectations accordingly. Elder Statesman Park Woo-jin considered this. What do you propose? Scholar Veloth stood up. We would like to place warning beacons around your solar system. They would transmit a simple message to any approaching ships. What message? Caution. Death World species approach with extreme diplomatic protocols. The humans looked at each other and smiled. Acceptable, Ambassador Choi said. 3 months later, the first human embassy opened on the Galactic Council station. Ambassador Choi Hyejin was Earth's first galactic diplomat. Her staff included military advisors, trade representatives, and cultural attachés. The embassy quickly became known for 2 things. It was the most secure building on the station, and it served the best food in the galaxy. Humans, it turned out, were excellent cooks as well as fighters. Other species began requesting human security forces for dangerous missions. Human mercenaries became the most sought-after soldiers in the galaxy, not because they were the strongest, but because they never gave up. Human exploration teams began mapping new sectors of space. They volunteered for missions to dangerous worlds that other species wouldn't consider. To humans, hostile environments were just interesting challenges. The galaxy's most deadly assignments all ended up with human crews. First contact with aggressive species. Exploration of unstable star systems. Rescue missions in pirate-controlled space. Archaeological expeditions to dangerous ruins. Scholar Veloth updated the galactic species database with a new entry. Species humans, Homo sapiens, homeworld Earth. Category Twithin Deathworld. Classification. Apex persistence predator threat level maximum. Diplomatic status friendly, do not provoke. Special notes, this species considers extreme danger to be recreational entertainment. They have weaponized their ability to sweat. They form emotional attachments to other species and will fight to protect them. Their natural habitat includes environments that would kill most galactic species.